Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
Afternoon. I'm good. I'm good. I just came back from a bath just in time.
Oh,
So yeah, I
yeah,
actually live in a I
it
live in
seems
a
you have
hostel and all
completed
the
the
bathrooms were locked for the longest time. So I had to
Okay,
run
no
to take a
problem.
bath and come back.
No problem, ma'am.
No, sorry for
Take your time.
letting you wait for 1 minute. But yeah, so I think this is the first time that we are meeting, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, right. Okay, okay. So since I can see that this is like your 30-ish session or something like that, right?
yes,
Is
ma'am,
that
yes.
correct? Okay. So since when are you taking the classes?
I had started 2 months before.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. Okay. So, since this is the very first time that we are meeting, I was thinking that maybe we could start with a round of introduction. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. 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 You can really start, and I can tell you a little later about
Okay.
myself.
Yeah,
Hmm.
my name is Kusum. I
Mm-hmm.
am from Haryana and I have been here all my whole life.
Okay.
I have graduated with bachelor's in commerce, after which I pursued my master's in business administration. Currently, I am a homemaker and I have 2 kids. That's all about me.
Okay. Lovely. And how old are your kids?
My elder son is 9 years old, and I have a younger daughter. She's an infant. She had just crossed one.
That's sweet. That's very sweet. So you became a mother very recently again.
Yes. Ma'am.
Right. Okay, lovely. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, now very quickly about me. So you already know that I live in a hostel, but my name is Ananya and I am from Kolkata. Right now, I actually live in Delhi. I'm working as a PhD research scholar in English at JNU. And apart from that, I also used to teach at Jadavpur University as a guest faculty member of Communicative English, and I have a total experience of around 6 plus years. That's more
That's
or
great.
less about me.
Sounds great.
Thank you. So, tell me a little bit about your journey with English. Why did you think of joining this platform, or how has your journey been?
Yeah, as I mentioned you, I had joined 2 months before. And my child and I, we are
Hmm.
using English Yari and we are having
Oh,
sessions together.
that's
Sometimes he
lovely.
takes, yeah, sometimes he takes, sometimes I take. Because
Hmm.
I have a little daughter, now I am having the session, so he's taking care of my daughter.
Okay, okay. Oh, he's taking care of your daughter. That's very nice. Okay,
He
so
is
you
not
both,
a
yeah.
9 years
Hmm.
old.
You were saying something.
Yeah. And my
You were,
experience has been,
yeah,
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 you
yeah,
go
yeah.
on.
Yeah, your voice was gone for a second, but now it's back, so you can continue. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So my experience has been great, incredible here. I meet lots of tutors, and
Hmm.
every tutor comes with a wealth of knowledge. I receive my different feedbacks, and I'm working on that. And this is, I think, great. This is the greatest platform who wants to learn English and who are
Hmm.
very passionate about it. Because if you make any mistakes and nobody is
Right.
rectifying, then you are not going to become a good speaker. So
Right.
we require tutor who can correct us immediately then and there.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's great, amazing, and I love to speak on tutors.
That's very nice. That's very nice. But I'm very intrigued that you and your son basically sit together to do some of the classes. That's what you said, right? Okay, that's very nice. So, like, does he listen or does he also like to talk sometimes to the tutor?
Actually, ma'am, sometimes he doesn't interact with me in English, but
Okay,
I always ask questions in English.
that's very
So that,
good.
yeah,
Hmm.
if I will speak in English, then he will answer us naturally after a time.
Hmm. Yes, that's absolutely correct. And what do you think about yourself? Do you think you have improved a little from where you began, or do you think you still need some improvement in certain areas?
Uh, yeah, I have some problems in sentence structure.
Hmm.
Sometimes I can make better sentence, but I
Hmm.
am not able to do. I don't know. I think I am not inclined towards reading. I don't read anything. I just
Okay.
listen to movies and but I listen to whatever is it in English, but I'm
Okay.
not into
Huh.
reading.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm working on that. Other than that, I don't know about MTI. Is there
Hmm.
any MTI or not? But I am just working on my voice modulation
Hmm.
and vocabulary, idiom,
Hmm.
phrases. Actually, there is always scope for improvement. Every
Hmm.
day is a new day, we learn something new.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Makes
so,
sense. Makes
so
sense.
that's it. What I'm doing here.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
If I
Yeah.
make any mistake, you can
Yeah.
correct me immediately.
Absolutely, I'll do that. I like to do that as well. I like to kind of, I will not do that in the middle of the sentence probably, but after that answer is done or whatever you are saying is done, I would definitely correct you. So don't worry about that. I keep a note of those. Okay, now in my sessions, like you have done some sessions over here, so you know that for every session there is a note or there's a particular topic, right? So for
Hmm.
example, today's topic is things I want to tell my younger self or something like
Hmm.
that. So, but before doing that, in my sessions, I like to do some spontaneous speaking because in real world, it's going to always be spontaneous. People are going to come up, or mostly spontaneous. People are going to come up and ask you questions or whatever. So, I like to do some of those so you become familiar with the idea of spontaneous speaking. You become more comfortable with the language as well, and from there, I go to the topic of the day. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's great, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So
Because
before
if
we
you ask
begin, yeah.
random questions, okay, if
Hmm.
you ask me random question or any activity, then
Hmm.
I'll come up with new ideas,
Absolutely,
right?
and that's very important. Exactly,
That's very
exactly.
important.
Yes, and do you have any question or any clarification before we
No, ma'am.
start?
No, no
Okay,
tips.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Right, okay. So let's start with a very basic activity. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your daily routine? Like you are a mother, you have two kids. So how does your day look like? What do you do?
Mm, yeah, okay, I start my routine.
Hmm.
I start my day pretty early, not early like 6 a.m. Okay.
Okay, that's early.
Then I wake up at 6. After that, I do some yoga if I get time. If my
Okay.
children are sleeping, then I give time to myself. After that, I wake my child up so that he can leave the school by 8.
Hmm.
And then sometimes what happened when I make my child up, my younger daughter, she gets wake up. She gets
Okay.
up.
She gets
Yeah,
up. Yes, not
yeah,
gets wake
but
up. Wakes
yeah,
up
she
or
gets,
gets up?
yeah, both
Yeah.
the same.
Hmm.
So immediately after, then I have to prepare breakfast. Then me and my daughter we have it. After some time, we do some household activities, whatever I have to do. I have a maid, but she just cleans my house. Other
Hmm.
than that, I do everything on my own.
Okay.
So in between, I'll make sure my child doesn't get cranky.
Hmm.
Otherwise, everything will be mess for me.
Hmm.
So I in between I give time to her. Then if I get time, I do my practice for communication skill. I listen to some good news or Buddhism so that I can motivate myself.
Hmm.
Then by the 2 p.m. my child returns home.
Hmm.
Then I get busy, served him lunch and teaching all these activities. And when he comes back home, then he always make mess in his room.
Hmm.
So like he's thrown his clothes all over the place, and while eating food, he spread his crumbs here and there. So I have to clean that. Then during evening time, if I have to go to the market, then I will go. Otherwise, I will stay at home. So
Hmm.
by the 8 in the evening, I served dinner and finished all the household activities. Then I hit the set by 11. That's
Hmm.
all about my routine.
Okay, that sounds very nice. How important do you think it is for a mother to have her own me time or have some quality time just for herself?
Mm, it is uh, it is vital. We should have some spare time for us so that we can grow.
Hmm.
Being a homemaker, you should also develop yourself,
Right.
right? So
Right.
that if you are nurtured, you are grown, so that your children will be do the same. Yeah,
Right.
my mother is doing something for us. Like I am cultivating nowadays. I am cultivating an English speaking environment for my children only. so that they have a good command over English, and they will not struggle a lot for a language,
Hmm.
because language takes many years. You cannot learn within a few days or few months, right?
Right, right. That's true.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. So those were the questions that I wanted to ask you. So that's wonderful, and I hope that your vocabulary is good, right? But what you can also do is try to improve it a little. So you said you don't like to read a lot. Just try to read whatever you might like. It might be a newspaper article. It can also be page three news, entertainment news, movie reviews, any kind of short stories, anything that you might have one bit of interest in. Try to read those because that helps a lot with improving your vocabulary. Okay, so try that maybe. Otherwise, I think you are doing pretty fine till this point. On that note, we are going to go to our topic today and speak about what you would like your younger self to know. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Do you have any question till this point?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Let's start with some rapid fire questions. Tell me, what is more important, hard work or smart work?
Um, uh, mm, to sum up, smart work is better than hard work.
Okay. Why?
Mm, it is because you have to put less efforts if you are
Hmm.
doing smart work. Like
Hmm.
you have to put less input and more output. That is smart
Right.
work.
Right.
And physical work, hard work means more input, less output.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So,
Makes sense.
like, yeah, should I elaborate it?
No, that's fine. I mean, you can give me an example probably if you want to, but otherwise, I get your point. If you want to elaborate, you can with an example if you
Okay. Uh, for instance,
want.
nowadays I am completely occupied.
Okay.
I have a lot on my plate, but
Right.
I what I do, like my children is sleeping now, and now today is
Okay.
Sunday, so
Okay.
my elder son is there and she's sleeping, so he will manage, and I
Hmm.
am having the session this time. So I think
Right.
that is a smart work,
Right. Right.
right?
Okay. Okay. Yes, absolutely. I think more or less, yes, you're correct. Yes, that is smart work indeed. Okay. Now tell me, how were you as a child? Were you a naughty child or a well-behaved child?
Mm. To be honest, I was well-behaved child. I was
Right.
not much naughty. I was studious student, and when I come back home, I don't strewn my clothes over here and there. I just drop my clothes in laundries. That's all I do.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Even I tell
Oh.
my children,
Hmm.
even I tell my elder son,
Hmm.
when you are in grade four, when I was in grade four, I used to make my room clean, and I was very good. But you don't do, and I always discipline. Make a sit down with him. I discuss everything with him.
Right. Makes sense. Makes complete sense. Okay. One thing is, you said I was well-behaved child. I was a well-behaved child
I
because there
was
are
not
yeah,
like
there
child.
are other well-behaved children. I'm sure, right? So that
Mhm.
is something you have to take care of. But otherwise, all good. Okay. Now, how were you in your studies as a child? Did you enjoy studying?
Yeah, I used to enjoy studies.
Mm-hmm.
I do
Okay.
everything like I just come back from school and I first finished my homework
Okay.
because I was living in a joint family that time, and there was a competition between the children. We were five or six children in my
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
so there was a great competition between us. Who will finish complete his work?
Hmm. Hmm.
Who will complete their work? Right?
Right. Right, right. Makes sense. And how would you describe your 15-year-old self? How were you as a 15-year-old?
15 years old. So that time I was in my 17 or 18 years old, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Like you were mature.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Makes
So it
sense.
was completely different
Hmm.
as now,
Hmm.
because that time I didn't have lots of responsibilities. I was
Hmm.
just free. I had to focus on my studies, and that's it. But now I have to struggle a lot, because
Hmm.
I have to take care of house and my children, my family,
Hmm.
everything.
Hmm.
It's
Right.
completely different.
Right.
Yeah.
Completely makes sense.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Okay.
Mm,
Now we are going to do an activity with antonyms. Do you know what antonyms are?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, they're
Opposite.
opposites. Yes, very good. So I'm going to ask you some or give you some words. Tell me what do you think would be the opposite of that word? Okay. So what would be the antonym for immaturity?
Immaturity.
Yes.
So antonium would be maturity.
Yes, absolutely. What would be the antonym for anger?
Mm, anger means calm,
Yes, kind of.
peace,
Calm,
uh,
calmness, whatever. Yes.
peace. Yeah.
Yeah. What would be the opposite of stubbornness?
Stubborn, flexible,
Yes. Stubborn means rigid. So, yes. Flexibility, actually. Stubbornness to flexibility. Okay.
flexibility.
Yes.
Mm,
Hyperactive.
mm. What does it mean, hyperactive?
Hyperactive means someone who's restless, someone who's like overactive, basically, always doing something.
Okay, they cannot sit properly.
No,
Like,
no, they're very restless, always trying to do something.
okay, like they, if you will make them sit, they will not sit properly. They will moving here and there like that.
Yeah, so yeah, you can say maybe one antonym can be probably calm, or you can also say maybe peaceful. So those can be some antonyms
Okay.
against hyperactive, right? Because hyperactivity means being restless, just doing a lot of things. Okay, last one, planned.
Plan,
Yes,
uh, unplanned,
yes,
uncertain.
unplanned. Absolutely, good, good. All right, let's ask you some more questions. Do you think your life right now is the same like you imagined as a school student or as a child?
Mm. Come again, please.
Do you think your life as an adult right now, the life you're leading, do you think it is the same as what you believed your life would be as a child or a school student?
Uh, yeah, life is same now as I thought before.
Imagined, yeah.
Yeah, when I was adult.
Hmm.
But nowadays, that time I didn't aware about the how to live the life,
Hmm.
right? If you
Right.
have responsibility, then how will you manage? And if you like how we get out of our comfort zone, that time I
Hmm.
didn't aware about this type of things.
Hmm.
Now whatever I have learned, that is we should, if we want to do anything, we have to be out from our comfort zone,
Yeah.
right? And we can also learn our failures,
Hmm.
right? If we learn from failure, then it means we are learning, and
Hmm.
one day we will achieve our goals.
Right. Right.
And
Absolutely.
we should, like, if we have responsibility, but we should not neglect our careers,
Right.
right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, we should devote time to your
Hmm.
career as well.
Right. Okay. Lovely. Now, tell me three things that you have learned with age.
I have learned with my age,
Yeah.
mm, mm, like patience. I have learned
Okay. Okay.
uh, patience. Like before marriage, I was impatient, but now
Okay.
I have, being a mother, I have patience.
Okay.
Like,
Very nice.
yeah, if my child is crying, so I have to understand them,
Yeah.
understand them, why is he crying, and I
Hmm.
don't get angry easily, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And I don't need to get irate again and again. I have to
Right.
understand the situation. It could be the reason if she is crying, and like, if I don't have anything, I have patience now. I will not be in a rush. Yeah, I need that thing. If right now I want this, I want to, no, nothing happens with me like this. So when the time will come, I will get it. Now I
Yeah.
keep it in mind.
Right. Right. Makes sense. Right. Okay. Now, if you had to change one thing about your childhood, what would it be?
Hmm. That would be English. If
Mhm.
if I would get I if I could get the opportunity to go
Yeah.
back to my childhood, then I
Yeah.
would learn English.
Okay. That's very nice.
At that time I used to passionate about it, but I didn't get any platform and environment because everybody
Hmm.
speaks Hindi at my home.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
think,
Makes
yeah.
sense. Right.
So what would you like to do, ma'am? If you
What?
will go, if you could go back to your childhood,
Hmm.
what would you like to change?
I think I would like to change the fact that I grew up without a sibling. So if that is a possibility, I would like to have a sibling in my life
Okay,
because
you
that
are
has
the
been,
only
yeah,
single child.
yes, yes, and that has been I think gnawing regret in my life that I did not have a sibling. So
Yes,
that is
the
something.
sibling is your best friend.
Yes, yes,
You can
and
share
no other
everything with them.
relation substitutes that of a sibling, right? That is a very singular relation. Like you might have friends, you might have cousins, but not having a
Yeah,
sibling is
yeah.
not
I
having
actually
something.
I resonate with you. I believe in
Yeah.
blood relation only because they
Yes.
will not judge you, right? Other person
Absolutely.
will judge you whether he's your friend, whoever is it, right?
Right. Right. Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
your sibling and all your sibling always know about your like positive and negative things about you,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
But nobody knows about positive and negative. They will just know your negative things.
Right.
They will not appreciate you for your positive.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Also, you should say like your sibling knows. You said your sibling know, right? Sibling is singular, so it should be knows.
Yeah, your
Okay.
sibling.
Yes. So, do you have a sibling too?
Yes, I have a younger brother.
That's very nice. Right. And now your children also have siblings on
Yeah,
both sides. So, yeah,
yeah.
that's
After
very
marriage,
nice.
I thought, yeah, I would have two children.
That's very good. That's a good
Yeah,
decision.
yeah. Because everybody needs sibling to share
Right.
their feeling and they can play with them. Right?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, tell me one thing that has not changed in you over these years.
In myself, I'm not going
Yes.
to change. Uh,
Yes. Something not going to, something that has not changed. Something that's
uh,
the same.
my behavior.
My, okay, okay, your behavior has not changed.
I
Right.
think behavior never changes, right?
Right. Yes. Yes,
They
kind of.
never change.
Many
You
people
can
might also be change their behaviors, but
for
yeah.
a short span, but for not a long span.
Hmm.
It's the
Right.
input, right?
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
So
Absolutely.
what's your take on it, ma'am?
What has not changed in me?
Hmm.
I think my sincerity and determination. When I think of doing something, I do that. I'm very stubborn in getting what I want to get, and
No,
by
so
getting what
great.
I want to get, I like to work hard to get that. So, mostly like maybe something educational or something whatever. If I want to get that particular thing, I'll work really hard, and that was there in me as a child as well, as far as I remember. So that has
That's
not
a
changed.
great quality you possess.
Yeah. Okay. The last question that I'd like to ask you would be, what is that one thing you'd ask your teenage self or your childhood self not to worry about?
I think
Yes.
it would be hard work.
Okay. Yes, makes sense. Makes sense.
Hard work always pays off and it matters in your life. If you are
Yes.
hardworking, you can achieve anything. Like
Right.
talent beats hard work, but hard
Hmm.
work cannot beat anything.
Right. Okay, great, great. Very nice answers. Otherwise, I think you're a good speaker. Your pace is pretty good. Your articulation is good. Also, try on improving your vocabulary. You have a good vocabulary already, but our aim should always be to improve our vocabulary to a better extent, right? So maybe try to do that and try to engage with English content as much as possible. Speak, listen, read, write, whatever, and try to enjoy the language as you go forward. Okay.